Even just a quick glance at the history of Fresno, you notice that Fresno is a city with tremendous need. But what if a church got involved and brought the gospel into these social issues? Policy alone is fine, but policy and Jesus can begin to bring change. That's been part of the DNA of this church from the very beginning, to be a church that helped people connect to God and to each other and did it in every neighborhood. We have a unique opportunity before us to be a part of rewriting that narrative in Fresno. And so we want to introduce you to Cultivate. There are 3 goals in Cultivate over a 3-year period. The first is very unique. We call it First Fruits. First Fruits for us is the strategic reinvestment of $500,000 into kingdom and gospel-centered ministries in our community. As a church with 16 years of history, the fingerprints of the well and the influence of the people from our church are all over our great city. And so our heart would be to take the first $500,000 and invest it into funding those gospel-centered initiatives. And if nothing else but $500,000 came in, that's all we would do.
There are no parks in West Fresno. And so we decided to build a park in our community. Brad heard about it. Brad said, hey, I want to help. You don't really hear that too often. It's the message of God, bro, but that's not the message that preachers are and pastors are pushing. That's not the message of America. It's help me and me alone. It's not invest in brothers that don't have the same amount so that we all can grow together, but that's the message of the gospel.
The second goal is the renovation of our historic Fig Garden campus. For those who've been to that campus, you know it has rich and deep roots. It is absolutely stunning with stained glass and pews. But the reality is, when it was built in the early 60s, it was built with children's rooms that were relatively small. But the opportunity to upgrade that facility to reach the tens of thousands of young people that could literally walk to that campus is before us. And so the heart would be to renovate both youth facilities there, the kids' facilities on the north and the south, to create more space, 7,000 feet, in fact, of additional kid space to reach the community, and therefore make room for a growing student ministry at the Fig Garden campus, as well as what could arguably be the fastest growing ministry at the well, which is La Fuente, our Spanish-speaking ministry. The third goal of Cultivate is the relocation of our North Campus. Now, if you've attended that campus, you know that we have tried every which way we could to create some additional space there. But what we're finding is that even with all of the moves we've tried to make, we're just running out of room. I mean, we've got life groups on a Monday night with Regen meeting in the broom closet. We're doing currently 6 gatherings a week out of the North Campus, and the grind of use of that facility every single day and still running out of rooms has forced us to make some really difficult decisions. And in the process of praying about that, we went down the road with all kinds of other properties looking to see what God might have for us, and He has parted the proverbial Red Seas for us. We stand here in the middle of the Smith Camp property on Clovis Avenue in Nice, a 50-acre property that God has literally placed in our lap as the future location of the North Campus. The heart and hope is not to build a church, but to build a facility. We've been building the church for 16 years. The church is the people, not the building, but we need to create a facility that can meet the growing needs of our community. Surrounding this property within a 2-mile radius are 26,000 young people. The future of our city is within our reach.
I'll say these days, if a church wants to build on a significant piece of property, if it's only going to be used on Sunday, that is not that land's highest and best use. You know, the well has shown themselves to be a place that it's not about a Sunday morning gathering. It is about engaging in every neighborhood, in every community, and that has the potential of being a real game changer, not just for the city of Clovis, but for our region.
See, we think that the ills of our city, that our church is strategically poised to speak into those. And with renovation and relocation, the heart of reaching the next generation, the heart of proclaiming the gospel to all those who are to come is before us. But we cannot accomplish this without taking the largest step of faith we have ever made as a community together. This is one of the most historic moves we have ever been a part of, and it is time. God has prepared us. God has paved the way for us. God has literally brought us to this place where for us now to step out of the boat, if you will, and walk by faith in obedience to Him, sacrificing as we can, praying as we should, seeking Him to reach the next generation, the time is now. And I think Cultivate is the season for us to do it. I want to invite you to join us, to be a part of this movement of 3 goals in 3 years, of first fruits initiatives, of the renovation of our Fig Garden campus, and the relocation of our North Campus.